All right. So, it's a beautiful day, California, and sitting on a beautiful Nigerian mat. If you're Nigerian and you have any grandparents, if you've ever been to the village, you'll recognize this mat. You these kind of mats. This is what we sit on in a village. Well, sitting here in front of a very special home to me. This is a home that I got from my parents while I was learning investment real estate and flipping homes, things of that nature. I was fortunate enough to find what was supposed to be a flip, and my parents loved it, and I was able to put my parents in this home. And I guess I should share a little bit of my story and the process of that. There's a lot of people. You've probably seen all the ads. Flip with no cash. You know, real estate this, real estate that. All these real estate experts. Um, you probably see the signs. We buy houses cash. All these things, and there's a lot of false real estate investors out there. You know, I don't claim to be a real estate investor or real estate expert, but what I do know is I have real experience in with real, you know, hedge fund managers who are mentors of mine and people who really do this for a living, who taught me the business of investment real estate. I got my real estate license, and um, the reason I did that was, I initially, as some of you may or may not know, um, I played soccer on a professional level with the Los Angeles Galaxy, and through that, I was fortunate enough to meet someone who was an alumni of the Galaxy organization, meaning he was also a professional soccer player who played and went through his time. And after leaving soccer, he went into real estate. And, through those connections, we met, and I saw that he was successful at it. And so I asked him to teach me what he did. And he only had one condition. His condition was that I had to get my real estate license. And so I did. I got my real estate license, and he was into real estate investments and flipping, which is not residential real estate. So residential real estate, is your local realtor who helps you buy or sell your home. Um, that's not what he did. He finds homes and buys them cash and flips them for a profit, meaning you fix it up a little bit and you put it back on the market with your local realtor who helps you sell it. And so I got my real estate license. I began working for him, and he promised to teach me from the bottom up. That was his conditions. And he said, Shalom, you have to learn from the bottom up, meaning you need to understand the retail side of things in order to understand the mentality of someone who wants to buy or sell their home. And that would help me in learning more about investment real estate. And so that's what I did. And he was right. It taught me a lot. Learning one side of real estate to another side was is a skill and something that I'll forever be grateful for that he taught me, and I'm grateful he put me through that process. And so with that being said, um, this home was a property that I wanted to flip. You know, um, it's a property that I'm very proud of because I literally put, you know, blood, sweat, and tears into this to make it a home for my parents is just icing on the cake. And it's a huge lot, got it for a great deal. And each time I come here to visit my parents, it's something that I can literally see and sit in front of, and it brings back great memories of what I've learned along the way. um, Again, there's a lot of people out there that have all these claims of what they're real estate experts, and they can buy homes cash, and we buy homes cash, and we're real estate, and I'll teach you how to flip with no money, and all this BS. Some of it's not BS. Yes, the concept is there, but people without real experience, people who haven't really done it. These are people who know how to talk the talk, but have never really done it. There's a huge difference. And I've learned a lot from some great mentors, people who helped me when, I started my first real estate investment trust. That's a REIT. People who are hedge fund managers who handle entire real estate portfolios for banks, billions of dollars worth of real estate and portfolios. And I guess the reality is most of those people don't even talk. Those aren't really the people that you see on Instagram or on YouTube making all these claims. They're not really the ones. They're the ones that just are quiet and they do what they do. But I'm young, and they're older guys, and they saw something in me, and I also put in my time in terms of doing what they said and getting my real estate license and showing them that I wanted to put in the work, and I did put in the work. Real estate is not a industry that pays you a salary. You got to go out and kill. You eat what you kill. That's what it is. It's very entrepreneurial in its sense, depending on what side of real estate. And there's several types of real estate. I started like I said, with my real estate license as a local realtor, learning how to buy and sell, and along the way also learning the flipping side of things, how to research properties, how to find a deal. Like the A to Z is what I learned, and even though I started off with residential, I have a lot more commercial experience now, because just through that process, I took opportunities to, help people open businesses, and that was more the commercial side, and so I got experience in that side as well. And so there's just so many different facets of, the spectrum in real estate is so wide. You can literally, be an expert in farming real estate, or franchise real estate, or land, commercial. There's a lot more to real estate than just the homes that you see that people live in. There's tons of different types. There's agricultural real estate. There's tons of types of real estate, and you can specialize in those things. But yeah, like I said, I'm just making this video because it brings back a lot of memories, and I also want to share some of my experience, be more open and more about some of my experience. I did realize early that being a realtor, helping people buy and sell homes wasn't really what I was interested in. I was at the time interested in just making the money. I saw the flip money. I've been part of real estate flipping transactions where you're making a pretty nice sum of change off of flipping one home. And that was when the market wasn't as great. You can find deals, you can buy portfolios from banks for different cents on the dollars, and you're getting those deals and you can flip them. But it's not a walk in the park. It's not as easy as people out there claim it is. Everybody that tells you they have the liquid cash to buy it and flip it, aren't really, very, very few of them are real, and those are things you just learn through experience. Those are things you learn through the process. You know, you have to go through so many shitty deals and shitty meetings and fake real estate investors to really grasp and understand when you're wasting your time and when you're not, or if you're dealing with someone who's legit or not. You know, those are things you learn on the job. No, I can't really give you direction on. I can give you some few tips and pointers, but I can't really tell you, you know, a nice list of how to point them out. I can't. There's just certain questions, certain, you know, things about how you go about it that can help point you in that direction. But yeah, you know, I love real estate. I still consider myself a very, you know, I still go out on Saturday mornings just to go. Every time I see open house, I want to go, you know, just to analyze a deal. You know, I don't have the capital right now to flip real estate, but I still keep myself active. You know, that's anytime I see a property for sale that I think, oh, that's pretty interesting. If I had the capital, I would flip that. I still analyze the deal, even if I'm not going to buy it. That just kind of keeps me on my toes, keeps me active, keeps me in the industry as well. You know, even though my primary mode of income today, or my primary focus, is a different industry, real estate is a skill that will never die, and it is a skill that you can never grow old on. Doesn't matter how young you are, doesn't matter how old you are. Having the skill of understanding real estate, purchasing, leasing, selling, those are skills that it doesn't matter. I could be 1,000 years old. That's knowledge that I could still use, you know. And you know, I am happy to sit here and make a video in front of a property that I literally found, analyzed, purchased, fixed, and to see my family living in it happy makes me happy. You know, that gives me fulfillment. And you know, real estate definitely introduced me to a lot more capital than I had really ever touched tangibly in my life. And like I said, I was chasing the money getting into real estate. And by chasing the money, even though the money was there, I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. And I learned a lot through that process. You know, once I reached a goal that I thought would make me happy, that's when everything in my life came crashing down. You know, that was the unhappiest time in my life. It was fun times, but I wasn't a happy person. And you know, if you're doing something for the money, I can guarantee you're not going to be happy. You know, it's a dead end. And there's nothing wrong with making money. I like to make money. Don't get me wrong. Definitely like to make money. But you have to have some fulfillment, a real sense of fulfillment in you and what you do. And I went through some really dark times. This home, you know, ironic how things come around, but you know, this home, I went through a real dark time in my life where I was depressed, I was homeless, and this was the shelter for me. You know, this was where I taught myself a lot of things. I secluded myself in here. I got away from everyone and everything, and a lot of relationships, you know, went south in the sense of, you know, I lost a lot of great relationships just pursuing money. And this was where I did a lot of soul searching. I started doing a lot of my marketing company today. DNA Creative Labs, was right here. It was right here that for the next 3 years, I really just focused on it, taught myself how to build websites. I build websites just for fun. Like, if you came to me 3 years ago and said, help me build, I'd do it for free just to get the practice in. I taught myself more about what I wanted to focus on. I fine-tuned my skills. I did a lot. And, today, DNA Creative Labs, we're growing. And it's just crazy to see that journey, knowing that 3 years ago, right here, I wasn't sure if I was going to be in jail or dead, and to be here today, this home is just always a living testimony, like a physical living testimony for me. To show like focus, dedication, discipline. Those things, they take you far. It'll get you through the dark times. The principles that I teach in Dreams and Ambition, those foundational principles of passion, purpose, persistence, like, this is where I developed it all. Like I say all the time, I'm living proof. I'm a kid that grew up in northern Nigeria. People talk about Boko Haram and everything going on in northern Nigeria right now, and those are literally the places that I went to school. Grew up all my life there till I moved to America as a teenager. And this is real life. They call it real estate. It's tangible. It's real. And this is my real life. And you can learn anything. I mean, shit, I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. You don't need to go to Harvard. You don't need to go to all these. Like, listen, learn a skill, put it into action, and go at it, grind at it. It definitely doesn't. I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. Best believe that. But I just know that I've just been following what I believe are these core principles, and I follow them religiously, and I really put things into practice, into action, more than just words. A lot of people can talk, but unless you put it into action, it don't mean nothing. There's the people who talk with no action, and there's a lot of people that I know they're really doing this, whether it's flipping real estate or really owning their own businesses, and they're just action people and they don't talk at all. And that's kind of the zone I got into. I was like, man, forget all this talking, I just want to be an action person. And I just started going at that. But I do want to share more of my experiences about starting your own business, growing your own business, about the real struggles you go through. I feel like a lot of light is not shed on that, and so everyone thinks it's this easy, because everything you see in media makes it sound and look so easy, and it's hard for people to discern what's real from what's fake. That's why if you look at the channels I use to send my messages, there are digital channels. However, I really incorporate events because I want people to come and feel the vibe, feel the experience, know that it's real, meet real people doing real things, connect. That's where it really happens. That's where the magic happens a lot. And until we start doing more of that, the loud noise is just going to be the fake people who just are trying to teach you things that they've never done, people who are trying to scam you. As a Nigerian, one of my biggest pet peeves is the scammers, 419. And the reason why these people are often successful is because those who are really putting in the work, those who are honest and genuine and sincere, people you should be doing business with, are the ones that are often quiet and silent, and they're just so busy and focused in their business and doing real action that other people understand the power of manipulation, the power of media, the power of marketing. That marketing is what we do. Marketing is what I do. And so understanding the psychology of people and understanding how they can be manipulated, especially through media, it's something that other people often take more advantage of than the ones that are actually doing it. And so I think that we need to speak up more. We need to show our faces more. We need to give our experiences more. And that's why if you ever come to a Dreams and Ambition event, you'll meet real people. You meet and hear the experiences of people who are action people, people who are dedicated, people who can, being at somewhere physically helps you with discernment. You can't really, it's harder to discern what's true and what's false over video. In person you can feel a vibe, and then you can see other people around and interact with people and be able to tell, there seems to be this pattern with this group of people versus that group of people, that person, and you're able to discern better. You're able to hear about the disciplines that people implement, what makes them dedicated. That will fuel your passion, give you a deeper sense of purpose, and that'll keep your engines going to help you stay persistent. And again, I have a lot of people that I look up to, friends, mentors, who really do it. And that's how I keep my engines going. You'll never see them on YouTube, you'll never see them on Instagram, but these real people are out there. Not that everybody on media is fake, but it's just harder to discern who's fake and who's not. People don't have to show their receipts, and nowadays you can Photoshop anything. So I don't know. I hope this helps somebody somewhere. And yeah, this year I feel I do need to share more of my experiences, the good and the bad. I like I said, as much as there are good results, such as this home, I certainly have a lot to share about the bad, because I think that actually has a lot more lessons and stuff for you to learn from, rather than me telling you all about the good. I feel like you can learn a lot more from the mistakes I've made, to help you make better decisions than I made. And that's what really this is about. So yeah, I hope that is some insight and just sharing a little bit of my journey, some of my real estate journey, and just reflecting really on how this all came about. And yeah, I'm Shalom, Nigerian born and bred, and I'm a Hausa of the Hausa tribe, Really not of the House of Tribe, but of the House of People. With different tribe, but Ngumbine, and I speak Hausa. I live in California. I speak fluent English. I am a black man in America. Um, and yeah, hope this helps somebody somewhere. Peace out.